Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Mystical Mysteries, the podcast. This is Olivia, and I am with Anna. Hello. So, we are in Plymouth, Massachusetts. We are doing a training, and it's with Together with Spirit. And who are the instructors? I'm going to let you tell their names because you know them better.
Okay, well, I'm going to try here, Olivia. We've got Scott Milligan, who is our trance and physical medium instructor. We have Dominic Boag, who does evidential mediumship, and Josephine is our spirit artist. I'm not sure her last.
I, I, I don't either. I don't, and I'm
And
terrible
she's
with
wonderful.
names.
She's wonderful.
Oh, they're all awesome. So Anna and I had our first day today, and we are in the same group. We're in the advanced group, and we started off with Dominic, and he really trained us or did a session with mediumship.
Mhm.
And we did platform training today, which is we stand up and we talk to, we do readings, try to figure out who spirit is for. Um, what was your biggest takeaway from that session?
To get out of my own way, really. I mean, I think it was just about sort of getting over any kind of like fears, trusting the spirit world has got our back, trust that spirit is there. So when you're making the communication, I feel like a lot of that was what I was picking up out of it and was really applicable to me personally.
Yeah, because I think it's very possible that even as advanced mediums, that you still lack confidence at times and trusting the information that's coming through because it's such a fine line of, I don't know, like, is that my thought or is it spirit talking to me? And I know if you and I did this more on a daily basis, it would just start to flow and we would
Absolutely.
trust it.
Exactly.
So I think it's so different when you don't do it as often, you let that creep in, that lack of confidence starts to kind of creep in.
Right.
And
Are they going
he
to show
was
up
such
today?
a
Yeah.
great teacher. So as you guys can probably hear, we are in the hotel room. Can you hear that? That is people in the parking lot. So I mean, we're in a hotel room, guys. Sorry, it's you're gonna have background noises. Um, but the other really cool thing that I loved about him was he was able to guide people into making sure that they felt comfortable in their connections. And
Yes.
the way he did it was encouraging and it didn't make, I don't think, anybody feel really bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was fabulous. I thought with that, he really had a way with working with the students that he wasn't making you feel like you were doing bad or you instead he would like turn it around and almost like encourage you to bring out the way that you work instead of trying to form you into one of a mini clone of him, which
It,
I really liked.
exactly. I agree with you. And what are your thoughts on like, okay, so Dominic and Josephine are from Scotland. And what is your thought about the teachings from someone who's not from our country versus people who are from the United States?
I love it because I think it brings a whole different perspective on mediumship that you don't necessarily get from the American way of doing mediumship.
Hmm.
It's a different way to look at it. You know, they're about the evidence also, but there's the message part, but it can't just be all fluff and nothing there. I just like the way that Dominic approached it. I liked his sort of method, the way he kind of taught us the different steps, sort of how to, bring in the evidence and then go for the message instead of start talking about all this story stuff and then finding the person doesn't even know who you're talking about. So I
Yeah,
kind of like the way he worked that
I
way.
did too. And the other thing I liked was that he wasn't so focused on the evidence, even though it's called evidential mediumship. Some of the evidence that um, he was explaining or like using as examples, um, we hear that a lot. Like, oh, your dad has a horse. This was one of his examples, by the way. It was really freaking hilarious. But he was just like, your dad has a horse. And I know I'm connecting with spirit because I see your dad brushing the horse. And I know that I'm with spirit because I see your dad riding the horse. And I know that I'm connecting in spirit because I see your dad feeding the horse. So he was focused on evidence, but not really focused on the evidence. And so we did have structure, right? Especially for gallery style readings, which is you try to pull like at least five different things of evidence. But what I like that he said next was then once you establish who the spirit is for, that you are then having a conversation with spirit. And I think that Americans tend to get in their heads and try to wait for the communicator, who is spirit, to just give information instead of saying, like, hi, thanks for coming closer. What is it that you want to tell your person? But, like, I think Americans, we forget it's a conversation with people that come in to deliver a message to the sitter, which is our clients, if you will. Um, and that something about having the conversation for whatever reason really flipped a switch in my head.
I think so too. I feel like, a lot of time is, especially if you're nervous or whatever, a lot of time is spent going, okay, did I get the evidence? Did I get this?
Yeah.
You're not really thinking about that, why that spirit came and the conversation they want to have with the loved one. You're more focused on, oh my God, did I get the right pieces? Instead of just having that, and having that conversation. I mean, obviously the pieces are important in the beginning, the evidence, because we don't know who you're talking about.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you need to prove you've got the grandfather or the father. And once you have that proof, the communication needs to start because the person wants to hear from their family member. They know it's their mother. They know the mother had whatever. It's the conversation's really important. And I think Dominic really stressed that and brought that home.
Yeah, that was so cool. I just thought it was so cool. And the energy in that room was pretty intense. Like, I just felt like the room was full. I mean, the room was full, but it felt full.
Yes.
And so I felt like spirit was there. Spirit was ready to help us work. It was just such a cool vibe. But after that class was done, we moved then to spirit art. And if you're not familiar with spirit art, this was my very first spirit art class in this style. Um, this was very cool. So Josephine gave us a piece of paper and some charcoal. Is it charcoal?
Charcoal. Yeah.
And it was like in a stick. And she just had us like get the long flat part and just kind of shaded the center of the paper. And then she said, okay, now look at it. And I was just like, what are we looking at? Until she said, well, don't you see the faces? And holy crap, I started seeing faces within the charcoal markings. That was insane because I'm more like used to doing curve sketches, right? So I don't know what I'm drawing. I don't see it, but I have a focus of my intention is to draw the perpetrator in a crime or whatever. You know what I mean? And in this case, it was so free flow and it was mediumship. So we were drawing based on the people that we felt that were stepping forward. What do you see? Connect with the faces that you see within this charcoal scribbles.
Right. We were actually allowing spirit to take the reign instead of us being like, okay, I'm trying to focus on what do I see about the perp or what do I see about this. It was more like, let's get the color down. We put a block of shading down with the graphite stick, and then sort of let the face sort of evolve and emerge up out of the picture, and then be like, so spirit was sort of leading and we were following, which was a kind of role reversal. See, and I think that makes a lot of difference.
Yeah,
in the way that the messages and the way it comes through is different, a little different.
Yeah, it was super cool. I've never experienced anything like that, so that was really cool. I know Anna's much more, she's more experienced with spirit art. She's been doing it for a while. How did you feel with like her teachings? Like anything that you learned new from that?
Yeah, I mean, she's right in line with the other spirit teacher that I do have. We work a very similar fashion that Josephine works, but I think that in doing hers, when we started to switch, she asked us to use our non-dominant hand, which
Yeah.
I don't often do that. I mean, I know I've heard of people, spirit artists can do that, but we really worked with the non-dominant hand, first trying it once with our eyes closed, working and drawing a spirit without actually seeing the paper, and then the second time using your dominant hand to non-dominant hand again and actually drawing. And it's not easy if you have, to take that hand. So you're fighting for control, but letting also spirit is pulling and taking over. You can feel like, because you're not in control of that hand. And it's amazing that you actually can do. I was surprised I could even do it. Like,
Dude, your drawings were so good.
but I didn't know, like, I felt like it wasn't, but something else was guiding me. It wasn't like I could do. I was struggling. When I tried it, I was struggling. And there was a point where I just said, forget this, kind of gave up. And then spirit came in. So it's that losing control to spirit, like letting them take the helm instead, because as an artist, you kind of want to control the paper
and the next thing she had us do was close our eyes and draw with our non-dominant hand. What a trick that was.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe I actually drew a face.
Mm-hmm.
That was nuts. If you guys never tried doing that, if you do mediumship at all, try it. I am telling you, it is the trippiest thing. Um, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put our pictures on my TikTok account so that you guys could see the different approaches that she had us use and what our pictures look like. So I'm more of like an abstract artist. That's kind of my lane.
Mm.
And ironically, when I closed my eyes and drew with my left hand, my picture was looked like a abstract painting.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
It was weird. It was matched your style.
It
Definitely.
totally matched my style. It was crazy. I liked her though. I really liked Josephine. I thought that she she had structure. I mean, obviously we have a very short time with her.
Yes.
So there's only so much she can do with us. But um she still gave us structure, but then gave us the leeway to like free flow. You know?
Yeah, she was really good.
I
She was
liked
really
her.
good at getting everybody to get something on their paper, which I thought was amazing because there were students in there that were of all levels, so very, very, very beginners. And it was amazing to see what was coming off their pages.
I agree. And holy moly, who's your spirit artist that you usually work with that's here in the United States? Nancy what?
Smith.
Okay. She was in our class today.
She's fabulous.
Holy freaking crap. She is awesome.
Really connected. Very.
So maybe I'll go ahead and even put up her information. She's on the East Coast.
East Coast, yeah.
And she is going to be doing an event in Pennsylvania. And I will also put that information in our description so that if you're interested in doing some spirit artwork, holy crap, it was really awesome.
And she does have like a 6 week at a time group where we meet for spirit art on Zoom. So she runs those quite often. So if anybody's interested in joining or doing spirit art, she's a great person to start with. She's very kind, she's gentle, she's very nurturing in developing your talents. So I highly recommend her.
Yeah, she's a very nice lady. I met her for the first time at this event. Super cool. Very cool. So the last instructor that we had today was
Scott Milligan.
And he is from the UK.
UK.
And his
forte
is more like trance mediumship.
Mm.
And today we did a lot more self-work. We did meditations with different intentions. And I don't know if anybody else experiences it as a medium, but sometimes right before I fall asleep, I see faces. I see faces pop in from the side, they're all over, but they come in and out, they switch out. It's very bizarre. And it happens to me very often. I actually just say, hi, everybody. If anybody needs anything, come into my dreams because my dream world is pretty strong. So, um, when we got into our first set of meditation, the faces were there.
Mhm.
And you said something when we walked in that I thought was very interesting. Do you remember what you said?
The energy was quite, I could feel the energy was quite dense.
Yeah, I couldn't feel that. I could not feel that. So, but once we did that first meditation, the air was thick.
Yeah, spirit was there.
It was
You could feel
crazy.
it. You could feel it right away.
Dude, I could not. I know you felt it when we walked in. I did not. But as soon as I opened myself up, yeah, I could absolutely feel it. And this was really cool because he was telling us about the different intentions of sitting in meditation, sitting in the power, which is completely different. And I, here in the United States, I don't think I've ever had an instructor that was able to clearly define the difference between meditation and sitting in the power
And channeling.
and channeling, which was the third one.
And
No,
trance.
right?
Yeah, we didn't know. He explained the difference between channeling and trance, which,
Yes, but he also talked about the meditation style.
yes.
So, like meditation versus sitting in the power, which is two totally different things. And the way he explained it was like sitting in the power is getting ready for working,
It
basically.
builds your energy so you have the stamina to continue on.
Yes, exactly. And I don't think I've ever had anybody explain it like that. It was very clarifying. It was just really nice. Like I was like, oh, that makes total sense. And then you said that he explained the difference between channeling
And trance very
trance
clearly.
mediumship. Would you remember how he explained that?
So channeling comes, what he said was when you're channeling, you're sort of going within and tapping into your higher self, if you will, and you're channeling through yourself, higher self. When you're doing the trance work, you're connecting to someone who's crossed or you're outside of you. So it's not coming from you, it's outside of you. You're connecting to the spirit world.
Right. And I thought that was really interesting because you and I took a class together with someone from the UK and we asked that question. And she was like, I have no idea. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I thought that was very interesting because in the UK, they don't talk about channeling at all. That is not a thing that they talk about. It's not a word that they use. And that was, I think Scott has been in the United States. He's taught here before. And so he's a little bit more versed in that way. So he was able to explain the difference between the two. And I also asked him about a personal experience that I had, which is why I thought, did I possibly do trance? And he explained to me what I was doing was channeling. I was channeling my higher self. And it was when my dad died. It was before my dad died that I was in the shower and I caught myself saying a eulogy. And I kind of like woke up a little bit and I was talking out loud. And I felt guilty and bad about doing this. And he was telling me that it was because my soul knew that my dad was getting ready to depart. And that made total sense to me because there was a few things that happened between my father and I that now I can look back and be like, holy crap, it was my soul saying already goodbye to my dad while he was alive. But yeah, to have the difference explained between like the channeling and the, trance and the difference between meditation, which I always said there's meditation for work and there's meditation for healing yourself. But this, when It's just different words, but I think it's the same thing. So power, sitting in the power, and because we hear that a lot when you are training in mediumship or even psychic ability stuff, you always hear about sitting in the power.
Yeah, very
And now
important.
we've got a clear definition of what it was. It was very, very, very cool. And then tonight, Scott did a demonstration. Do you want to tell us about that?
So he went into trance and he connects with, I think it's one of his guides. It's Eric, and Eric speaks through him. And so Eric came through and he spoke and gave some advice. And then he took questions and people asked different topics, and Eric answered all the questions, which was amazing to watch.
It was really cool because I have never experienced anything like that. I've never been in person. It is not within my wheelhouse of experience, and I've never been interested in trance. And I'm going to tell you, being in the room as a newbie or a freshie, I did not know what to expect. I always kind of felt like it was a little bit of hullabaloo. Yeah, whatever. It's not that I didn't believe it. It's just not something I can do, or I don't think I can do. It's not, I wasn't familiar with it. But when you're in the room, there was some stuff that was happening that I thought was my imagination. And I saw his face. I kept seeing his eyes opening. But then when I would look again, I'm like, oh no, his eyes are closed. So there was something happening with his face while he was doing it that there was like physical changes, maybe, or yes. So it was very hard for me to determine whether it was my mind playing tricks on me or if it was his face really.
Well, it can transfigure. So transfiguration can occur.
And so let me explain the room. The room was dark. We had a red light on. He sat in front of the room with 3 other instructors that were a part of it. And I had asked him, like, why is people sitting up there with you? And it's because he's going into a trance state that he feels comfortable with them there. But I think there's like a bit of a pool of energy. Absolutely. I really do.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Because so he started off, he listened to 4 songs, and it helps him like get into his trance state. And then while that was happening, I could see people behind him, and I could see people behind. There was another gentleman that was sitting to my right, and I could see 2 people behind him. It was a male and a female, older. And it was almost like people were stepping forward to give him energy to do what he needed to do. Because as soon as he started talking as Eric, those people I could not see anymore. They were like just disappeared. I couldn't see them. I thought that was really weird.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I saw his face. I kept seeing like his eyes opening and they would close, or like his mouth was moving. But I'm like, no, it's not. Like I had to really look at his face. It was tripping me out.
Yeah, transfiguration occurs during that time. So when they sit in trance like that, transfiguration can start to occur. The face can change, the features. Right. So you were probably witnessing.
I think for those of you that are not familiar with this type of mediumship, it sounds super hokey and a little unbelievable, or like, oh, he's just pulling the wool out of your, over your eyes or whatever. I can just say, because I'm coming from that more left brain type of experience person, I guess, you have to be in the room. Mm-hmm. Because the energy is crazy.
Right, you have to experience it. Yeah, it's hard to just, even us talking about it, doesn't do it justice.
No, not at all. I'm like totally poo-pooing on this, but I'm not doing it justice at all. But it was such a cool experience. And I ask a lot of dumb questions. I'm sure they're sick of me by now. But this is all new to me. Like I told you guys, I am not into the woo-woo. I don't know much about it. This is just stuff that I've been able to do since I was little. I didn't have any encouragement at home. I don't know much about astrology, numerology, um, tarot. And so this is all just like fun stuff that I'm learning now. And so I just think it's a really interesting, but I would say you have to be in the room.
You have to experience it, be in the room, and
Yeah.
definitely like these were three fabulous instructors to learn from.
Yeah.
Each one very gifted in their field. So
Yeah.
like you're going to get a different experience.
They are the shit for sure.
They're the real deal.
Yeah, for sure. I am so happy that we came to this training.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend it. If I know that they do other stuff in the United States here and there. Apparently they were here last year.
They did it same conference. They do this particular conference, I think, every year. I believe that's what they were saying. Yeah, because my instructor took it 2 years ago as well. So they do this together with Spirit once a year, but there are other events they do, and then probably separately in their home countries. I don't know.
Really? Yeah, we were talking about going to Scotland and train with Dominic and Josephine.
Together with Spirit. So if you go onto the website Together with Spirit, usually it's listed out. Other events I think are on there. I think they have their listing on there as well.
All right. We got to come back next year.
For sure.
This is freaking awesome.
And I assume it's in the same place.
Yeah. The price was not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, let me just say, we got here Friday. We already had a demonstration Friday night.
Oh, it was filled. Yes.
Yeah. And then it was Dominic who was doing the readings.
Evidentials. Yep.
Yep. And then we had a full day of classes today. We started at 9 a.m. with Reverend Mary, and she did meditation, and then we broke into our classes. We had lunch from like 1:45 to 3. We started class at 3, and we worked until 5. Then we had a quick dinner, and then we had another demonstration, obviously with Scott tonight at 7:30.
Yeah. And,
so
and
it's a full freaking day.
It's a full freaking day. And also you are divided into groups. So it's not overwhelming. Yeah. Not everybody's doing mediumship at once. So they break you up so that you're with different instructors. And it's good because you have more of an intimate setting. You can ask questions. You have full access to the instructors, anything that you need to know or learn about.
And I'm going to tell you, they break you, which we found out when we got here, they break you into abilities, beginning, intermediate, and advanced.
Not to feel insecure.
So it doesn't matter if you've never done it before or you just have interest in it. You get into the right group and they know how to guide you.
Right. And it's not based on conceit, like, oh, that person's good. No, it's more like for you, for your development. Where are you on your journey? So it's kind of easier that way.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have obviously more mediumship. I know Dominic said that we're going to work more one-on-one
reading because we did platform today.
And then I think with Josephine tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow? I don't remember.
Working more on the spirit art. She said with color. I think she's not going to introduce color.
Oh, so when we did our spirit art today, we all drew people and we were able to figure out, like, we all drew someone that was related to someone in our room.
Yes, it was amazing.
That was crazy. It was. My friend Jeff, who passed away, oh my gosh, I think it's been like 11 or 12 years now. And he died tragically. Unfortunately, his daughter has already passed away as well. And they both came in tonight. In the spirit. Yes. So this one lady pulled in my buddy Jeff and his daughter. And then the lady sitting next to her also drew my buddy Jeff in a different light. That was cool.
It was crazy.
It was like definitely. And she actually got the J-name. And I was like, okay, that's crazy.
And Josephine said it came in twice. That means there's a message there for you.
Yeah, I have to sit with that and figure it out. But, all of us friends, we're still really close. And, I think I do have messages to give based on that, to some of my other friends. So, but yeah, that was a very cool event that happened. So my buddy Jeff is severely missed by all of us. So we'll drink one for Jeff tomorrow. Shots for Jeff.
Yeah, it was amazing. The spirit
Yeah.
part was amazing. I was so blown away that I brought in the teacher's father. That just
Dude, the teacher's father. And Anna, that drawing was incredible. Again, I'm going to include Anna's pictures in the reel that I'm going to put on TikTok. And I don't know if you guys follow me, but you can find me on Olivia Dybert Psychic Med, MED, because I couldn't spell it all out. And Anna, you're on TikTok now too, aren't you?
yes.
You want to get that out or?
Nah, I don't really. It's not something that you could
All
really.
right, you guys gonna have to get Anna to start doing her social medias. So
Instagram's easier because I can actually put my pictures up there. TikTok's a little harder for me to put that in there. Like I try to put my art up there. So on Instagram. So
all right. You can find her on Instagram now. It's her stuff is amazing.
Heart to Art, Soul Art _ Heart to Art, and we'll put that up there with my stuff.
Yeah, it's always in the description, so you can find our information in there every single time. But yeah, so if tomorrow proves to be
really cool,
we'll talk about what happened
tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And then
we
even
have class on Monday. And
it's a full. It's
like
a full. They filled it right up, so it's not like you're getting every penny's worth. Like it's like
it's been amazing already. The things that
they've tweaked little things. Like it's interesting how it's just sort of they just said the right thing in the right way. I mean, it's not like some of the things I haven't heard before, but it's just the way they brought it through. It's their energy. It's just there's something about the trio, that combination. I don't know. It's like it works.
Yeah, I agree with you. So Anna and I recently took a class. The teacher's fantastic. He's a nice guy. But I really had a hard time with my mediumship after that. It was, I don't know, it was very difficult experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come here and it was the same structure stated in a different way. And I, boom, was back.
So it's really important that if the structure's not working for you, not to give up. Like just you need to find somebody who works more along the way you do, not trying to fit into somebody else's. And obviously you want to develop yourself. You don't want to ever be anybody's mini, right? You want to be your own.
100%.
So, but follow your gut instinct. If it doesn't sit well with you, don't accept it. Don't take it.
I mean, and not every teacher is for every student.
Right, exactly.
It's just you have to find the right, and that you still learn from the teachers that you may not like. Okay,
there was something there for you.
Right? Yeah, because I'm going to tell you, this teacher got me out of bad habits, and he also got me to pick up my shit. Like he really made me stronger in other areas.
Right.
And that's what I learned from him. And he is very good. So just not to move forward, I don't think I would go.
For you, for your journey.
Myself, for my journey. Yeah. But yeah, this event has been so far so good. I highly recommend it. Again, this is Together with Spirit, and we're in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and we are staying at the 1620 Hotel. A lot of history here. Tomorrow we even talk about what we were picking up before we actually got here, and then we got validation of ownership.
Yes.
And then our buddy Dan in the front desk, who I saw before, I just didn't realize he was worked here, but I saw him before we even entered, and I was like, oh, there's my dude with the mustache. So yeah, just weird shit like that. I think that's it, you guys. We can talk about tomorrow. And that's it. I just wanted to give you guys an update about our experience so far. And I'm super thrilled. I'm like, this is totally worth every penny.
Absolutely.
And truth be told, with as much as we get, it's not very expensive. I don't even remember what we paid though. Do you remember? For this event?
The event itself, I think, was
500.
I want to say it was.
Yeah.
I
think that's right. It's totally worth it. Because how many days and
we're packed full. 3 full days.
Yeah, and we are packed full with like learning. So anyways, all right, guys, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for hanging out with us, and we'll talk more about the event tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.